Program about to start. 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 Program about to start.
Sunday in Vancouver, U Sports Basketball will crown their men's and women's champions for 2025. The Victoria Vikes have already punched their ticket to the men's final. They await the winner of Calgary and UPEI semifinal number 2 here on CBC Gem. Peter Ruckgazer alongside Javon Shepard. And this is going to be an interesting one. You've got this Calgary team. They won the Can West title. And UPEI, they shocked everyone. They've won 7 in a row. They weren't supposed to get out of AUS basketball. They were down by 24 points late in the first half of that AUS final against St. FX. They chipped away. They won that game. They have just got so much confidence over the last little while. And here's the bracket. And there you see the semifinals. The Vikes are into the final on Sunday. And now UPEI, can they slay the dragon one more time in the Dinos? And you got Nate Petrone, who is just, we said it earlier today, that he's just instant offense for this Calgary team.
Yeah, Nate Petrone, he's a stud. He's everything that, you'd want in a player of the year, right? Nate Petrone here, the way he shoots the basketball, the way he facilitates, the way he organizes the floor, and a guy that just wants to win. When he gets on that floor, he's between those lines, he's laser focused. And I had a chance to talk to an assistant coach, a good friend of mine, Kyle Landry, a guy I played with, and he was just so high on him. Kamari, another guy here that is just a 21-point score. He scored 21 points yesterday against UBC, but a guy that's shooting 37% from the floor. Volume guy, not the best three-point shooter, but he's going to get to the free throw line. He's gritty, he's shifty, and change of speed is always important. It's always tough to guard guys like that. So I expect a big matchup between both these guys, and who's really going to step up to that challenge.
Okay, so second semifinal. Let's go to Shireen Ahmed right now.
As we head into the second men's semifinal, UPEI Panthers are going to face the Calgary Dinos. The UPEI Panthers are the Cinderella story of this tournament, with Coach Daryl Glenn coaching them to their first appearance in the men's semifinals. What does this mean for ballers on the island like Kyrie Thompson and Danny Gonzalez Longarella? What are they saying about the importance of basketball in the Maritimes? Likewise, Coach Dan Van Huren wants another trophy for that case that they won in 2018. They have U Sports Player of the Year, Nate Petrone, and along with his teammate, Noah Wharton, they want to clinch a title. The energy is amazing out here. It's electric. It's going to be a fantastic game.
Thank you very much, Shireen. And big matchup that I'm interested in. I'm interested in what Daryl Glenn is going to do in terms of matching up against Nate Petrone. And I think Sam Chisholm is going to get that assignment. That's going to be a handful for him.
Well, for UPEI, I think this is, you said it, they're not supposed to be here. And I think they wear that with a badge of honor, and it's a chip on their shoulder. But they've also gone into this thing ever since the Christmas break. You know, things were a little bit turbulent for them. They lost 3 before the break, lost 1 after. And Coach Daryl Glenn made a couple changes to go a bit more defensive-minded, and that's who they've been since, right? This is going to be, they have 2 contrasting styles between themselves, a defensive-minded team, and in Calgary, a team that's a bit more conservative on the defensive end of the floor. But they're big, they shoot the basketball, and they play poise. So I'm extremely excited to see this game. I thought Calgary probably looked the best out of the 8 teams that we've seen in this tournament coming into this, playing yesterday. So they're definitely going to have a challenge because they're playing against a team that has nothing to lose, right? And that's the most dangerous team that you have to play against. And you see what they did to UBC yesterday. Completely came out and just slapped them around the gym.
Yeah, and Calgary, they won that game 109-96. 109-98 against Queens, and they dominated that game. Let's go now to Shireen, and she's with Kamari Scott.
I'm here with Kamari Scott of the UPEI Panthers. Kamari, congratulations on the Ken Shield Award. What's it like for you? Tell me what it's like to be the first appearance for the program here at the championships.
I mean, it's big just for the island itself. We wouldn't be here without the island. We worked so hard to get here. It's been a rough season, but we just had belief all season, and we made it here.
You're considered the underdogs of the tournament. How does that make you feel in your momentum?
I mean, there's not really no stress on us, no pressure. We've been the underdogs our whole season. My whole 5 years at UPI, I've been an underdog. We've been little. We've been considered not the biggest team in the nation or in the leagues. But we just fight, man. We believe in our team, and we just trust ourselves. So, yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shireen. You know, last Friday they had a practice at the UPI gym. I went over and took a look, and these guys were just so loose, and you could just tell there was a whole bunch of confidence with this team.
Well, you think about, listen to Kamari Scott, he said they've always been the underdogs, and when you go into games as the underdogs, you never have, there's no pressure. You just go out there, you play, and you shock the world. And I think that's what they're out to do, they set out to do. They have a big task ahead of them with Calgary. But you mentioned that looseness, and those are the toughest teams to play against.
And there you see the starting 5 for Calgary: Petrone, Lamanis, Aiden Smith, and Pedersen. So Nate Petrone is going to be a key figure, but this Calgary team, they are very deep.
Calgary's deep, and I think not only are they deep, but they play at their own pace, right? And you can't speed them up, you can't slow them down. They're smart, they're savvy. You know, I think they also lead the nation in points per possession, and they're a team that doesn't want to get up and down. So you think about that, that means they're getting efficient shots in the half court. So a tough team to defend. Coach Daryl Glenn, he's done an exceptional job with this group.
Yeah, he played for the UPEI Panthers from 1988 to 1990, and there's Dan Van Horn. Won a national championship back in 2018 in Halifax. And I asked him the difference of that team and this team. He said the team in 2008, they played knock 'em out, sock 'em out type of defense. This Calgary team, they play a more modern version of the game. They like to spread the floor and hit the 3. And here we go. Gonzalez Longarella, number 21 out of Madrid, Spain. Number 21 there for UPEI, and there right off the hop, it is Kyrie Thomas getting the opening bucket.
Dynamic scoring, you can see it right on that possession. Gets the basketball, and it's a foot race. Nobody gonna get in front of him.
Bamanas now, Nate Patron, top player in the country. Double team. Bamanas is gonna try a deep three, can't get it. Peterson gets the rebound, the big center for this Calgary team. Lutz, he had a big game last night. The floater from Patron, he gets the bounce.
Yeah, Patron gets the basket there, but how about the cut? How about the pass? He's not just an on-ball type of scorer, right? You fall asleep on him, he's gonna make his way to the basket like you see there, right foot, right hand finish.
Here's Thomas now trying to get into the paint. Fade away, left it short. And Smith with the rebound, number 15 for Calgary. Early going here, tied at 2. On the line, a chance to get to the final on Sunday. Smith to Lutz, Patron, trying to break down Chisholm. This is the matchup that I talked about. Patron, his shot no good. Sam Chisholm, best on-ball defender for this UPEI team. Gonzalez Longarella up top. Chisholm, he'll try it from the wing, in and out. Brought down by Peterson. Pass there for an open Aiden Smith, and he's got the layup.
Yeah, see, they're not looking to run, but when you have open opportunities like that, right, you mentioned Aiden Smith getting the basketball, Patron with that advancing the basketball the length of the floor for an easy layup.
Gonzalez Longarella, second chance for the big Spanish center, and he can't put it away. Aiden Smith, he was 20 and 8 last night, 6 of 11 from 3. Here's Lutz. He misses. Loose ball. Declan Peterson. He gets fouled there from Chisholm.
Declan Peterson, that offensive rebound, right? Ball comes off of the rim. He catches it. Doesn't really have a good handle on it, but still keeping the ball alive. But the ball is above his shoulders, right? Doesn't come down with it. Doesn't just let the ball come off the rim. Goes and gets it. Out of area rebounds, right? That's a measure of how much you want it, how active you are, how engaged you are.
Peterson, one of the best shot blockers and rim protectors in the country. And Calgary, they get another opportunity here. Bamanas on the blow by the feed, and Peterson slams it down. Nice dish there by Bamanas. 6-2 lead here for Calgary. Gonzalez Longarella. Handoff here for Chisholm. Nothing doing for Scott. Then he decides to put up the shot and puts it away. Kamari Scott, 21 points in that victory last night against UBC. Here's Peterson. Patron to Peterson. Into the corner now. Lutz. And that ball stripped away as Gonzalez Longarella got active hands, trying to get to the rim. That was Scott, and he can't finish. Patron puts it up, and he's fouled. So right now, if you're UPEI, and it's still early, got to be happy with the start here.
Yeah, if you're a UPEI, you just have to make shots, right? You got to convert. They're getting what they want. They're getting out. They're running against a team that doesn't want to get up and down the floor, but only 2 for 7 from the floor, right? 28%, 0 for 1 from the three-point line. But you've done a good job of getting the basketball in transit. You can see if they make this game a foot race, it's playing to their favor.
UPEI, they shot 46.7% from the field last night against UBC. Thompson with the shot, no good. Thompson and Kamari Scott, those are the two guys that Daryl Glenn leans on for offense, and they drain a 3 right there, Calgary does, as that was Dylan Lutz, and Dylan Lutz had 27 points last night, and he's off to a good start here for the Dinos.
Picking up right where he left off, and you get an open shot like that. Remember, this is a guy that shoots 46% from the three-point line, so got to get him off that line.
So Calgary leading 11-4, 6:21 remaining in the first quarter. That's the man you got to watch for, Patron, and you got to watch for Lutz.
Délaney, territoire du Nord-Ouest. Le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine, parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Le sport en direct sur ici-tout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est ici-tout.tv.
Welcome back, and there you see Coach Dan Van Horn with some instructions for his team. And Calgary with an 11-4 lead, and there's Dylan Lutz. As I mentioned, he had a massive night last night in that victory against Queens, and there is the MVP of U Sports, Nate Patron.
He's nothing short of a stud, right? The guy knows how to play basketball. That number there, that 5.4 assists, is what also sticks out to me, because you know he can score it, but today, right, he can move the basketball and finds the right passes, finds the right guys on the floor, and understands his teammates, understands where they like the basketball. But a guy that can score the basketball the way he does, takes a volume of shots, it's important to get his teammates involved so that they defend and play and set screens for him as well.
Coach Van Horn calls him psychopathically competitive. And I never heard that before, but yes, he is highly competitive.
I actually spoke to assistant coach Kyle Landry, a guy I played with the national team as well, and he shared the same sentiments. And his father Patron's father was also a coach, so he grew up around basketball. So a lot of stuff he does is pretty instinctive.
Scott with the shot. He knocks down a triple. And if Kamari Scott gets rolling, it could be a long night for Calgary as well. Likes to get downhill. He's a slasher. Lutz. Handoff here for Patron. Patron inside, trying to get that ball to Bamanis. And we talked about Noah Wharton twisted up his ankle last night, so he is not playing here tonight. So Bamanis gets the starting assignment here for the Dinos.
And that one hurts. Oh, great job just slipping. Smart, high IQ, right? The fake, slips to the basket, scoring, and Noah Wharton not being in the line of person because he's their best point of attack ball defender, excuse me.
Bermejo, number 5, he's the table setter for this UPEI team. Out of Madrid, Spain. 3 Spanish players on this UPEI team. There's one of them right there. Daniel Gonzalez Longarella. He is a beast on the boards, and he gets the bucket there for the Panthers.
He's come along late in the year, have become a much better scorer. Anchors their defense, but also starting to put the basketball in the hole.
There you see Patron again. He always makes the right play, and he feeds Declan Peterson. Here's Kyrie Thomas. Defended there by Bamanis. That ball goes out. It's going to be UPEI ball. So 4:46 remaining here in this first quarter. 15-8 lead for Calgary.
You mentioned Patron getting that ball moving and humming early. 3 assists for him, and I think he's smart, right? He knows he's his focal point, especially with Noah Wharton out of the lineup. He's going to be the focus. So if he moves that basketball early, gets guys involved, it's going to get him easier looks going into the second, third, fourth quarter.
Sam Dick is coming into the game, as has Owen Smith for UPEI. That shot's no good from Smith. And then finally to get the bucket right there. So you told the UPEI about 4 or 5 months ago you'd be in the semifinals of U Sports, down by 5 late first quarter. I think they take it. And there's Lutz with the drive, and he gets a deuce. 7-point lead now for the Dinos. And that's going to be an offensive foul right there, going against Beckett Johnson. Daryl Glenn has got this team believing, and boy, you can't put a price tag on that. They've had an up and down type of year too. Here's Smith now. Zabaleskis into the game, and they're going to call Daniel Gonzalez Langarela on the travel. And they need to keep this big guy out of foul trouble. That's been a problem all season for UPEI.
Yeah, he just plays so hard, right? So for them, and he's such a big part of the team, he also got to understand that he needs to stay out of foul trouble.
Here's Lutz, little push shot, no good, leaks out, and now Thomas wants to run. Kyrie Thomas, no, can't finish at the rim. Patron, he'll bring it into the front court here. Patron pulls up, missed the jumper, outlet pass here now for Thomas. Thomas gets the bucket. No, they're going to wave it off. Oh, no, okay, so it's going to be, the bucket's going to count, and he's going to go to the line.
Couldn't keep up. He's so fast, Pete. He might be faster than you.
I don't know about that.
You know a guy's fast when the camera has a tough time keeping up with him.
Yeah. and, you know, Thomas and Scott, they're two really high-skilled individuals and fast with the ball, fast at making decisions. And those are the two guys that they really count on to provide the offense for them. So Kyrie Thomas to the line out of North Preston. If you're going on a scouting mission to Nova Scotia, that is the first place you go to see if there's any ball players. North Preston, Nova Scotia.
Up home.
What's that?
They call it up home.
Yes. Had a phenomenal season. Thompson averaged 14.2 points, 3.1 rebounds per game. 15, 4, and 6 in that upset win against UBC last night. Got a little delay here, not sure why. And for this Panthers team, all they want to do is stick around.
They stick around. That's a comfortable space for them. They've played, you know, those type of games. And then the pressure is going to be on Calgary, right? Calgary gets tight in those situations. So to your point, right, really put the pressure and just keep this game close as you go into the third, into the fourth quarters.
Good defense right there from Owen Smith. This UPEI team, very gritty defensively. If everybody's not hauling on the rope at the same time, it's not going to happen for them. Bermeo. Thomas can't finish at the rim. He's got the ball back again.
Smallest guy on the floor, but the biggest heart, right? They run that Iverson cut for him. He clearing out that right side, gets down, you know, on the first shot. But again, the second jump, smallest guy on the floor, getting his own rebound, and then getting that second chance opportunity that with that second effort, picks up a foul, doesn't get the basket, but gets a foul and gets himself to the free throw line. You know,
I think that's Dan Van Horn.
Not happy at all. And here's the thing, when guys get themselves to the free throw line, he knocks down two, right? You also have a chance now to set up your defense. Now you're not playing defense in transition. Now Calgary doesn't have an advantage.
So Thomas makes a return trip to the charity stripe here. Also into the game now is Nicholas Gonzalez Lagarella. So you have three Spanish players in this game on the bench for Calgary. Javi Romas Izquierdo. All these players out of Real Madrid, out of their program. And apparently a gentleman by the name of Diego Hernandez, who used to coach at Bishops, he coaches back in Spain, knows that man, Daryl Glenn. He's been the guy to bring over these Spanish players to U Sports basketball. 17-15 lead for Calgary. Patron. Thomas trying to lock him up. That's a tough assignment. And one.
That's so tough. That is so tough. He's getting to that left hand, and as he takes the bump, he's falling away from the basket, but you can see his concentration as he gets up into the floater. Here you go. Change of speed, gets in there, takes the bump, and there, an extra second as he lets the ball up and gets it softly off of the rim for the finish and one.
And Patron finishes it off, gets the three-point play. Nate Patron now with 8 points already in this contest. Thomas now puts it on the deck. Good first step. And that's going to be a foul against Calgary. And Sam Dick is going to go to the line.
Calgary's got to do a better job right now of not allowing Scott to get the basketball in his hands because he's creating. He can get downhill. There's nobody that can stay in front of him. Like you see here, attacking, draws 3 defenders, and now you're dropping it under the basket. But if the best defense is not allowing a hot guy or a guy that can foster some offense and manufacture some offense to get the basketball, because if he gets it, his speed, his change of direction, his explosion, nobody can stay in front of him.
So UPEI already into the bonus here now with 2:32 remaining in the first quarter. Marty Zabaleskis, number 12, out of Lithuania. So this game definitely has an international flavor to it. Here's Patron. On the drive, that's Bamanis. And they're going to say that it's UPEI ball. Bermejo, he had 19 points last night in that victory against UBC number 5. Watch for him. He's going to be a key figure in this game. Ball in his hands right now. Oh, sweet dish. And Nicholas Gonzalez-Langarella couldn't finish. Patron dumps it off for Peterson. Peterson, men at the rim. Oh, Kyrie Thomas, some big-time defense. Thomas, Euro step. Oh, can't get the bucket. Oh, they're going to call him on a travel. But my, oh my, what defense.
I don't know how they're able to call that travel because I can't see if he's dribbling, if he's running, if he's what. He's so fast.
He's got an unbelievable first step. Here's Patron from downtown.
Wow.
Knocking it down. If this guy starts feeling it early, it's going to be a long night for UPEI. Nico Gonzalez-Langarella, the pass inside. As Sam Dick took the pass, and then Marty Zaleskas went over top of him. Here's the replay. Whoa.
These guys were watching a little wrestling before they came over here.
Zabaleskis now at the bench talking to Van Horn. He went down hard.
Looks unfazed, though.
Yeah, it looks like he'll come back into this game, I'm pretty sure. Dick to the line. Makes the first of 2, so Zabaleskis comes out of the game, and number 13, Sran, will check in. This is a deep Calgary team. Coach Van Horn has a lot of options at his disposal. Aiden Smith brings it into the front court. His dad and mom, they both played for the Dinos. Into the corner, Sran pulls up mid-range, hits it.
That's a good job. That's a good job, right? Dick is the one in the blitz, and it's just a long way for him to recover to get back. And Saran, a good job attacking the closeout. Just too long of a wait, and he's gassed by the time he gets there. Great pull-up.
Chisholm looking for an option. Gets it over here for Dick. He goes baseline, can't get it to go. Gonzalez-Langarella couldn't put it away. They get a second chance here. Chisholm again. The feed, oh! They keep it alive, but then they turn it over. Here's Patron in the corner. Smith, little sidestep, no, in and out. They get an offensive rebound. Here's Patron, surrounded by green jerseys, and then knocking it down from the wing is number 10, Bamanis, and it's now a 28-17 lead for Calgary. 8 seconds remaining now in the first quarter. Bermejo can't get that bucket. Romanis has got to loft it up. And boy, that was a good start for Calgary. And Nate Petrone leading this team. They've got the lead after 1 quarter of play. Romanis hits the 3. Stepping away, we'll come back with more action from Vancouver right after this.
We are athletes.
Do you know what Husky athletes are made of?
Determination.
Hustle.
Resilience. We're part of a team and a community.
We work hard for every goal.
And every grade.
Do you know what Husky athletes become? Pharmacists.
Teachers.
Professionals. Olympians.
When you invest in student athletes, you invest in the future. When you elevate her, you elevate the game. Watch women win.
Everyone watches Husky women's sports.
See her, be her.
Welcome back to Vancouver, and there you see the score after 1 quarter of play, 28-17 in favor of the Calgary Dinos. Time now for the stats from that first quarter, brought to you by Wilson, makers of the official U Sports basketball. What do you think, Javon? What do you see there?
Well, I think, you know, for UPEI to have a chance, this number for Calgary is going to have to come down. They're shooting 57.9% from the floor and 50% from the 3. And you think about that, they're shooting that while UPEI is pressing and while they're trying to blitz Petrone. So that's typically supposed to speed you up and force you into tougher shots, and they're finding ways to slow that press down and still execute. So for UPEI, they're really gonna have to find a way to get the basketball out of Petrone's hands and force difficult shots, right? This is a tough one right here, but finds a way, right? And just a guy, you really don't want the basketball in his hands. And I think not only with 12 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, not only are you gonna, double team, but throwing different looks at him, right? Throwing different looks at him, but also being aggressive with him and bumping him off his cuts, not allowing him to get to, his spots comfortably.
So 28-17 lead for Calgary. See what type of response UPEI can come up with here. Here's Spoon Hunter, he checks into the game, number 3. Spoon Hunter on the drive, can't get it. Chisholm will bring it into the front court. Here's Chisholm trying to take it to the bucket, and he is fouled. And for UPEI, Kyrie Thompson, 7 points, 2 of 6 from the field, and 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Here's Chisholm to the line for the Panthers.
Well, these next 2 minutes, minute 30 to 2 minutes for UPEI are minutes that they have to win, especially with Petrone on the bench, right? They're 2 leading guards. Obviously, we haven't seen Wharton, Petrone on the bench. They're not going to be able to handle the pressure from, defensive pressure.
Chisholm misses that 3 throw. It's a 10-point lead here now for Calgary. Aiden Smith up top. Smith from the elbow. Can't get it. They get the offensive rebound. Smith will try it again. Can't ring it up, and now brought down by Kamari Scott. Scott now trying to attack. And that was Declan Peterson, I believe, that came back there and swatted that ball away. Smith trying to get it to Sran. He couldn't haul it in. Got a little bit of a track meet going here. And they're going to wave the bucket off there for Kamari Scott. I don't know what the reason is. Oh, and Declan Peterson is down. Wow, he twisted that right ankle, and he's in a bit of pain. And that would be a major loss for this Dinos team.
Yeah, and hopefully he's able to get up and walk it off, and nothing too major, right? Declan Peterson, defensive anchor for this Dinos team.
And I'm not laughing at the injury, but the referee told Coach Van Horn, okay, that's enough. I think he was on the verge of teeing him up, so now Coach Van Horn, he is really steamed. I don't think there was any ill intention on that play.
No, well, what happened was he went up to block the shot and came down. I'm not sure if he stepped on another foot.
Okay, let's send it now to Shireen Amin.
Right now we see on the court that Declan Peterson is down for the Dinos, and I wonder, in addition with Wharton missing, whether that's going to make a difference for the rest of this game.
Okay, so they'll continue to check on Declan Peterson. We'll step away, we'll come back. The Dinos are in the lead. Back with more action from Vancouver on the other side.
Feel every hit, goal, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline, immersing you in the game like never before, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. We deliver unparalleled simplicity and tailor-made digital broadcasting solutions crafted to make you feel every moment in a way like never before. Our passionate team ensures your message reaches audiences reliably every time. Proudly Canadian, we bring a touch of innovation and our passion to the world stage. ISI Live, be there.
Oh, smoke, Missy! C'est pas aussi mauvais que la cigarette, ça?
C'est juste une vapoteuse.
Fais-toi pas d'illusions.
Vapoter, c'est jouer avec sa santé. Brise l'illusion.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back to Vancouver, and Declan Peterson just made his way off the court, and looked like a serious injury to their big man, so they'll be without him. We'll find out if he can get back in this game. I don't see him coming back in this game.
He can barely put weight on.
Yeah, and he's in pain.
You know, and I think what hurts even more is that not the physical pain that you feel from the ankle or the foot, whatever the injury may be, but it's the moment, just knowing that you almost feel guilty in a sense sometimes that you're letting your team down, and you know that's one of those things that's out of your control. But these guys are such competitors, and they're so passionate about their sport, and they're one game away, right, from playing for a championship. It hurts even more in these type of moments, in these situations.
There's Daryl Glenn passing on some instructions to his team, trying to get back into this one. Just a reminder, tomorrow we've got 2 women's semifinals for you. And here's the first one, Saskatchewan and UBC. That is going to be a great game. These two teams, they met in the Can West final. In Saskatchewan, they had their way with UBC. And UBC, very good team, a lot of depth. Both teams have a lot of depth for that matter. So that is the first semifinal tomorrow in women's action. Right here, a 10-point lead for Calgary. And a 3-pointer knocked down there by the Dinos. 31-18. UPEI, they need a response here. Here's Booker. Kicks it out. Kamari Scott had to gather it up. Scott now spins in the lane. Chisholm puts it on the deck. And no, nothing doing. And that's picked up there by Spoonhunter. Patron. Spoonhunter in the paint. Here's Spoonhunter on the drive. Can't get the layup. Booker, Euro step, decides to kick it out. Scott hits that shot. So UPEI, they need more of that. 31-20 lead here for Calgary. Lamanis. Sarand to Smith. No room down the lane. Spoon Hunter now working on Scott, and he gets the layup. .7:24 remaining here in the second quarter. Gonzalez Longarella. Thompson tried to kick it out, gave it away. Here's Spoon Hunter, or excuse me, Patron attacking, and he gets the layup.
Patron is going to get credited for the steal and the 2 points, but it's the defense, right? They just swarm. You had 3 guys, the strong side, you know, the big defender and the on-ball defender who really create havoc and create and force that turnover.
15-point lead now for Calgary. And Kamari Scott, he's fouled by Spoon Hunter. And look at the change of speed right there from Kamari Scott. And that's the first thing you notice about Scott and Thompson. Boy, they can turn on a dime, put it in a higher gear at any given moment.
With Scott, too, he also, you look at his size, not the biggest guard, fifth-year guy, but what's impressive about him is his rebounding, right? Just under 7 rebounds per game as a guard. You look at his frame, doesn't have the biggest, you know, shoulders, doesn't have the biggest physique, but gets up there above the rim and goes after it.
Ran. Oh, nice behind the back move right there, but he lost his balance. Turnover for the Dinos. Chisholm attacking, gets the bucket. 35-23. Sam Chisholm, 9 points last night in that victory against UBC. Averaged 10.1 this year in AUS play. And a foul going against UPEI. And now Daryl Glenn making an adjustment here. He's going to bring Samtic into the game. And Daniel Gonzalez Longarella is going to take a seat here for a little bit. Gonzalez Longarella just 1 foul, so that's good news. That's not good news. Another bucket right there from Nate Patron.
His focus is unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable.
Booker tried to drive, couldn't finish. Here's Smith. Had to regather, but he stepped out. Dan Van Horn, when he took over this program, this Dinos team, they had not had a winning season in close to a decade. Took over the team back in 2000, and they've accomplished a lot, winning that national title in 2018, and knocking down that shot his own Smith. And this UPEI team, they need some secondary scoring. Thompson and Scott can't do it all. Here's Chisholm. Can he get the layup? No. Bermejo gets that rebound. And gonna call a travel, I believe, right there. Maybe Kamari Scott took too many steps.
Well, they're killing themselves, UPEI, because there's been a number of opportunities in transition where they've just gotten too pretty with the finishes, the Euro steps, the cross steps, and at some point you just got to one-on-one attack. You have the speed advantage, right? The foot advantage. Get yourself to the rim, right? Foul or a basket. But too many times they've gotten there, they've just missed chippies around the rim, but also, you know, turned it over with careless travels.
UPEI shooting 34.8% so far. Calgary 51.9. Lamanis post up here. This is Patron against Thompson. This is a pretty good matchup. And Patron shoots over top of him and just rattles it down. He's making it look easy.
Showing you the inside game.
Sam Dick up top. Thompson goes down. Here's Scott trying to drive, go baseline, no. And right now, some empty possessions here for UPEI. Patron, nice move, tried to float and couldn't get it. Hugo Bermejo. Directing traffic here. Kamari Scott moves in, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Excuse me, that was Thompson. Offensive foul on Thompson. So this UPEI team, a little out of sync here.
Last couple possessions, they really haven't gotten anything, right? They're getting to the basket, not converting, and look a little disorders on the offensive end of the floor. And if you're Calgary, a team that's playing a bit more poised, and you have Patron at the helm, right, you smell blood, because you know with each one of those possessions, it's an opportunity. A team that wants to win the points per possession battle, that's an opportunity to extend this lead possession by possession by possession, right? They're not out there just jacking up threes, right? They're getting good looks. So if they can get two and you go down the court and get two empty possessions, you know, those are 2, 4, 6-point swings easily.
Not only does Nate Patron have 14 points, he already has 5 dimes in this game, 5 of 7 from the field. And if you're Daryl Glenn, what's got to be the plan here coming out of this timeout?
You got to beat him up, right? You really got to beat him up. And he's so smart that he realized in the first quarter they were blitzing him. And what happened? He got the ball away from the perimeter and started to get into the post, started to get around the paint, where he has one-on-one matchups inside, size advantage, the strength, and he's just going, you know, over his left shoulder, getting these floaters around the basket. But the thing is, as soon as he touches the basketball, somebody's got to take a foul or two and just chop him, right? Secondly, if he gets the basketball on the perimeter, getting him out of his comfort zone, not allowing him, you know, to really get the basketball in positions or on spots on the floor where he's comfortable taking shots. And it really just boils down to, you know, low man wins, right? You have some guys got to get lower than him so you can dictate where he's going to go or beat him to those spots.
Arnsy Anakeu has come into the game here for Calgary, and that's going to be a foul on Nate Patron as he got the hands in the face there of Kyrie Thompson. .430 remaining in this first quarter. We'll see what happened here. And he lost a handle on the ball and inadvertently got Thompson in the face. Dick couldn't finish there. Zabaleskis got it to Aiden Smith, and he's fouled. And Smith will go to the line here.
But how about the patience by Zabaleskis in transition, waiting, you know, to make that play, waiting to make that pass, the patience that he has there to allow Aiden Smith to continue his run on his path. So when he catches the basketball, he doesn't have to put the basketball on the floor, right? Put him in a good position where he can score, as opposed to giving another, you know, non-ball handler the basketball in transition to make a decision.
Aiden Smith had a big night last night against Queens. 20 points, 8 boards. He was 6 of 11 from 3. And he makes that second free throw. And now that margin up a bit here, 41-25 in favor of the Dinos. Bermejo at the helm. Inside now. Gonzalez Langarella couldn't get the bucket, and again, another empty possession for the Panthers. Patron trying to break down Thompson. Zabaleskis looking for an option. Bamanas trying to control that ball, and now here comes UPEI. Thompson, feet on the inside, but Bermejo, he couldn't haul it in. This is Smith from downtown. Oh, he's going to get the roll. That's the way it's going for Calgary.
Everything's going well for Calgary. Still shooting 50% from 3 and above 50% from the floor.
Hugo Bermejo up top here now for Owen Smith. And Smith's pass goes astray. Wrong person to give it away to. That's Patron, left it short. The putback is good.
And Patron, a smart defender, right? He has that matchup with Kyrie Thompson coming off the stagger, and he's not in a foot race with him. What he does is cut the screen, that last screen, over the top, and they pass it right into his hands.
Thompson tried to go baseline, couldn't finish. Here's Bamanis, and he's met at the rim there by Kamari Scott. Big time block. Here comes Scott. Can't get the layup. Gonzalez Longarella can't put it away. Thompson kicks it out. Smith knocks down the mid-range.
They needed that.
They needed that.
They couldn't buy a basket.
UPEI team, they had a lot of looks there, and finally they get one to go. And they've been down this road before, down double digits. As I mentioned in the last game, they were down 24 points to St. FX in the AUS final. Late in the first half, they chipped away at that lead and finally found a way to win that game, to punch their ticket to the Nationals. So, you know, being down double digits doesn't faze this team.
No, well, you know what? I think what you learned about this team during the season is that they're resilient, right? And if you have resilience, you give yourself a chance because they're just not going to let up. And they can force you to turn the basketball over. And even in a game like this, if they were able to convert some of these turnovers and not get so pretty in transition, right? This is maybe a 10, 8-point game, right? So they've got to do a much better job of just, you can't expect them to be disciplined and just convert and create manufacture offense in the half court. They don't have that talent. And I think Coach Daryl Glenn knows that as well. So they have to be able to do it on the defensive end, but also the conversion is so important. You can get as many stops as you want, but if you aren't able to put the basketball in the hole, you're not helping yourself. They're shooting 30% from the floor and haven't hit a three yet tonight.
They won the last 4 regular season games in AUS play. They won the semifinal and the final in the AUS tournament, and then they beat UBC. So they've won 7 in a row. They've got tons of confidence, and off the inbounds, a little mistake there by Calgary, and UPEI made them pay. They're going to press here now, and whoa. Chisholm thought that was UPEI ball, but Calgary will have it here with 2:16 remaining in the second quarter. And this is exactly what the Panthers did in that AUS final in the second half. They pressed continuously, forced St. FX into some turnovers, and got back into the contest. Here's Patron. Bermejo trying to guard him. That's a tough task. Patron dumps it off. Sran. Spoon Hunter from downtown. No, can't ring it up. Booker comes over here now for Bermejo. Bermejo surrounded by Dinos. Here's Booker. Step back for 2, drills it. Terrence Booker with a big bucket right there for the Panthers. Calgary, they break out of the press here. Bamanis trying to turn the corner. His pass no good. Turnover. Chisholm, UPEI, they've got numbers. Bermejo, yes, gets the layup. And the Panthers, there you see Daryl Glenn. Some belief is coming back into this squad now. And here's Bermejo. Nice finish at the rim. And Daryl Glenn, you know, after they won that game against St. FX, Danielle Gonzalez-Longarella said, hey, listen, the coach believes in us. We believe in the coach. So, I mean, that goes a long way to having success.
Well, they've also seen success, right? In the last half of the season, where I think they went about 10-2 to coming into the tournament. But I think what also happens is some of the changes that they made were guys that were on the back end of the bench, you know, after the Christmas break. And those guys now come in, they get opportunity, right? They come in with a bit more defensive minded. You see that it's translated to wins. And guess what? Now you don't have a disgruntled bench anymore because guys are actually involved. Guys are playing minutes. Guys are part of winning. And the guys that you've plugged and played with and shifted the cards, they also get to see it. They want to win, right? So if it's about, you know, trusting your coach, the easiest way is to lead the team to victories, and then you won't have as much discourse from your teammates, from the guys at the back end of the bench, because you're always going to have to deal with that. But as soon as there's wins, you silence everybody.
Right.
And Coach Glenn has done that with the latter half of the season.
Spoon Hunter now brings it over the timeline. Spoon Hunter with it again. Little bounce pass around. Smith will launch a three. No, can't get to it. And now Booker will bring it up for the Panthers. Bermejo, good look for three. No, can't sink that shot. They've had some good looks offensively, just haven't been able to finish, the Panthers. Dead center three attempt, left short by Patron. And now Kamari Scott will bring it up. Scott, he's got 5 points so far on the evening. Bermejo, little crossover. Lost the handle, the turnover. Here comes Patron, puts it up. No, can't get the roll. So now Calgary, it's their turn to come up a little dry on offense. Scott now down the lane on the drive. And he's fouled, and it's going to be a foul against Patron. Oh, excuse me. I beg my pardon. It's going to be an offensive foul on Kamari Scott.
Get offhand. He was trying to turn the corner and may have wrapped up the defense.
Time winding down here in this second quarter. That shot is up, the miss. And a 46-33 lead here for the Dinos. UPEI came on a little bit there in the second quarter, but they need to finish. And they had some good looks, and probably this game should be a lot closer than what it is.
Should be a lot closer.
So Calgary, they've got the lead. We'll step away. We'll come back with our halftime report. You're watching the U Sports Final 8 on CBC Gem.
This is a call to empower, to unite, and to celebrate the bold in all their glory. It's time to own the ice. Are you ready?
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back. Beautiful night in Vancouver, and right now it's beautiful for the Calgary Dinos, up 46-33 against the UPEI Panthers in semifinal number 2 of the U Sports Final 8. And let's send it now to Shireen Ahmed as she's with Calgary head coach Dan Van Horn.
Here with Coach Dan Van Horn. Coach, you've had an incredible season. What does it take to continue the momentum into the next half?
Well, the truth is our team culture has really come together, and the guys have to stick together. You know, we've had a couple injuries now in this tournament, and it's going to be next man up. So we've got to get other guys performing well, and so far we've had a few good performances tonight from guys off our bench that are really helping us.
Tell me a little bit more about the adjustments you had to make in the wake of Marty falling, Declan.
Well, like to start with, without our starting point guard, it's been interesting for sure. And like Nate's a really good player. He's a really good ball handler, and he's smart. So I think we have enough in the backcourt to manage the ball. We didn't really show it there in the last couple minutes, I don't think, but I think we will in the second half, hopefully. And with Declan out now, our other two bigs and our bench they're deep enough. Like Gershon started for us all last year, and Martinez has lots of talent from Lithuania, so we should be okay up front.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, there is Coach Dan Van Horn. He led this program to a championship in 2018. They have so much depth. So,
Yeah.
those are big injuries. Not having Morton in there at the point, that's going to hurt. Declan Peterson not there, that's going to hurt. But he's got a lot to choose from that bench.
Yeah, I think not having Wharton in there, like you mentioned, is a little strange. But when you have the National Player of the Year, that is a great asset to have, right? You can put it in his hands, and he can just figure things out. And it doesn't seem like he's too concerned with the front court, right? He has a number of guys that have played, have experience, and has also started. So, like he mentioned, it's got to be next man up mentality, and you're not in a position, you're not at a point in the season where you can make excuses or be concerned about tomorrow. You have to survive and get through to tomorrow. And right now, they're in a position to do so. To really have to cruise out and manage the game for the next 2 quarters.
Okay, UPEI, they've got to finish. They've had some good looks here, but as I mentioned before, we went to break. This should be a closer game.
Closer game, but it's the shot quality, right? A lot of these shots are difficult. They're shooting 35% from the floor, but you're looking at this here, an offensive foul, over-penetrating, right? Doing a good job of getting in there. You've collapsed the paint, but then there's 2 defenders, right? Got to make a cleaner pass, got to get it there. Guys got to get open shots and comfortable shots. Here you see small guard driving and getting blocked. Calgary's done a good job, 6 block shots, and I think that's where they've really hung their hats. Calgary's just being stable on the defensive end, not pressuring, not over-pressuring, but they've done a good job of controlling that end of the floor. And then Patron, National Player of the Year, you can see why right there, his IQ, his laser focus on the offensive end of the floor. He adjusted from the first quarter, seeing that they were blitzing him, and then start to take it to the paint, getting downhill, using screens here, his change of speed, his focus, creating space on jump shots. But it's a guy who works at everything. I've talked to a couple of coaches, and they say he just works and works and works. And his performance in this tournament comes as no surprise. He's done it all year, and you look in his eyes right there, that's a guy that wants to win.
Again, I'll use that term that Coach Van Horn said, psychopathically competitive. And that is Nate Patron, definitely. Okay, time now for a Pepsi Company Foods Canada U Sports Profile. Tonight we have a story of Kamari Scott of the UPEI Panthers, who this past week won the U Sports Community Service Award. As you'll find out, Scott is making a legacy for himself both on and off the court.
Describe myself as a very outgoing, fun, energy, happy guy. I really love to play basketball. I'm just a very generous, big personality guy. I always have a smile on my face. Friends call me Smile sometimes just because I'm always smiley. One thing that my dad always told me was to build connections, and anybody I meet, just to always stay in contact. Those type of relationships go a long way. So I've always been, from young, I've always just had a good relationship with teachers or friends or family friends. If somebody used to ask who is Kamari Scott or how is he, they will leave a good review on me, basically. Just knowing what type of person I am. I'm looked at as definitely a leader on the team. Definitely somebody that the guys look up to in any situation, just because I've been here for so long. I've been through a couple of finals, I've been to nationals, so a lot of the guys look up to me and look when things aren't going good, I'm supposed to be the energy guy, I'm supposed to carry the team. I wouldn't say a lot of pressure, but definitely I hold a lot of standards to myself. Life here on the island is pretty good. Summer times are probably amazing, like they're to die for. So I've spent 3 summers here already. Lots of job opportunities, lots of coaching opportunities, and I also train kids like during the summer here too. So I love it. So basically, it's for Black athletes in youth sports that basically have a plan or are basically trying to accomplish or chase a dream or goal. For say, a lot of us Black athletes are maybe on the less fortunate side, funding wise. This program kind of helps you kind of start whatever process you're going through, or if you're in need of something. It's a really good if you get the opportunity in the near future. Very honored to be a part of that group. I always feel like when I accomplish things like that, like hard work definitely pays off. I was very happy. I texted R80 right away, and I thanked them, and I was like very grateful for the opportunity. But I think I showed my mom right away. I was like, Mom, I won. And I don't win a lot of things like money wise or just awards wise. So when I ever get the award to win something like that, I'm very honored.
Where exceptional student athletes are born, where records are broken, where great plays are made, where school colors ignite passion, where champions prevail, where tradition is celebrated. Ontario University Athletics.
This is a call to empower, to unite, and to celebrate the bold in all their glory. It's time to own the ice. Are you ready?
Welcome back to Vancouver, 46-33 lead for Calgary. Here now is Shireen Ahmed with Daryl Glenn.
I'm here with Coach Daryl Glenn of UPEI Panthers. Coach, first time in program history that you've been to the championships. Even a good luck message from Shaq couldn't help your initial opponents. What's it like for you to be here?
Well, we knew this was going to be tough. That's a very, very good team, and they're very well coached. I just think we have to rise to the occasion and play with the kind of tenacity that we're capable of playing with. And I just didn't feel like we did that for the whole first half. I thought in the latter part of the second quarter, we really picked up our energy, and I think we just have to be that way the entire second half.
Tell me a bit more about what you're going to do and what adjustments are going to be made to close that gap.
Well, we just have to play hard. We gave them way too many second chance opportunities. We turned the ball, and I think with live ball turnovers and second chance opportunities, they scored 27 points. We can't do that and expect to win.
Thank you. Good luck.
Okay, here are the stats brought to you by Wilson, makers of the official U Sports basketball. And Coach Glenn, Daryl Glenn summed it up right there. I mean, you can't give the game away to a talented team like the Dinos.
Energy and point blank, you got to put the basketball in the hole. 13 for 37. You get all the stops you want, but if you're not converting those and manufacturing offense from it, then you still don't give yourself a chance.
So there you see the score, 46-33 in favor of the Calgary Dinos. And at Calgary, big loss not having Declan Peterson there. Doubt very much he's coming back. But they have the depth, and there's the man right there, Nate Petrone. I mean, if you got number one in your lineup, I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, and what's impressive with this team is, and even just the feel and the vibe, the energy, is that they've had two big blows with those injuries. But everybody seems calm. Nobody seems unfazed, and I think that says a lot about the preparation of this team. It says a lot about the confidence that coach has instilled in some of those guys that hasn't gotten many minutes, haven't played many minutes this season.
Here are some of the award winners. Nate Petrone, we talked about what he's done this season. This young man here, Ollie Engen of Queens, watch for that guy in the future. He had probably one of the best seasons a first-year player could have. As a matter of fact, Coach Daroon of Ottawa said he probably had the best first year since Phil Scrubb of Carleton, and that's saying something. Kamari Scott, the community award winner, and boy, there's some great young talent in youth sports, and it just seems over the last 5 or 6 years, this organization just producing so many great basketball players. And the days, I mean, I know you played in the States, but the days of kids saying, I want to be a basketball player, I've got to go to the States, that's kind of almost over.
I mean, you're getting really good basketball home, really good opportunities for these guys, and not only at the collegiate and university level, but now they're having opportunities and chances to play professionally, right? They're getting opportunities to play in the CBL. A lot of these guys that we've seen over the last couple of days have gained some experience, right? Playing on that level with professional players, and then you're going back to universities and bringing that, sharing that experience. So it doesn't just benefit, those players, but they get to share the experience with their teammates. Some of the coaches, we're seeing them coach, at higher level, at the professional level. You're seeing them coach, move on, and so forth. So the game continues to grow in Canada, but at this level, the university level here, you're continuing to see the talent grow. You're also seeing, it's a testament. I know there's a lot of discourse early in the season, but it's a testament to the development of the game here, where now you have Division I teams across the border, like poaching players from the Canadian landscape, university landscape.
Well, Coach Barry at Queens, he's worried about Ollie Engen, that an NCAA team.
He should be.
Yeah.
And now these kids, they can get NIL money.
Right. There's a shot from downtown from Smith. Nate Petrone. Saran has it. Here's Dylan Lutz, had that massive game last night. Bamana's mishandled it. Shot clock winding down now in Calgary. On the drive, here's Petrone. Can he get the bounce? Yes, he can.
He just bails you out of tough situations. Clock winding down, doesn't really look like they're going to get anything positive out of the action, out of the set, and he just delivers.
Gonzalez Langarella. Thompson now, curl and drive. Kicks it out, and Kamari Scott hitting a corner three, and they need that. They need to get on a roll here. 48-36 for Calgary. Petrone from downtown, no. And he's fouled, and he's going to go to the line and shoot three.
Well, this play started bad for Coach Daryl Glenn, because you could yell, and we can hear it through the monitor, giving instructions to get up on him, right? And what they're trying to do is face guard him in the open court, so once he gives up the basketball, he doesn't get it back. But he does a good job of just moving off of the ball. Here you see Curry Thompson, the penetration, the kick out to the corner, and Kamari Scott knocking it down. Not necessarily a great three-point shooter by the numbers, but when you get paint touches and you get kickouts and you're playing against a Calgary team that is not necessarily the most aggressive on the perimeter, right? Their whole idea on the defensive end is to contain, then those are still going to be good shots for you.
22 points on the night so far for Petrone. 8 of 15 from the field. Bermejo. Thompson trying to get inside position and can't. Post up now. Gonzalez Langarela kicks it out. Oh, nice fake there by Kamari Scott. Couldn't finish though. And sounded like a broken record. They've been unable to finish here on a lot of occasions.
Kamari Scott, the right attack, and I think it would have made it a lot easier for him if he put that basketball in his left hand and just extended to the rim, right? Instead, he's using that inside hand and acrobatic finish. Wasn't able to get the two, and now has to make the, well, hopefully the back end of two at the stripe.
Malton, Ontario native, averaged 14.1 points per game during the AUS season. So a 51-37 lead here for the Dinos. Into the corner, catch and release. Vamanis can't ring it up, and now Bermejo pushes the pace. Aiden Smith trying to shut him down. Here's Thompson. Gonzalez Langarela up top. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Chisholm. Kamari Scott, his shot no good, leaks out. And Patron. Smith from the corner, no. Looking for a three, they get the offensive rebound. Vamanis lost it momentarily. Sran to Vamanis. Gets converged upon. They dump it into the paint. They still hang on to it. Shot clock winding down. And they miss the three. So they have possession of that ball for quite some time. Thompson can't drive, and Thompson is fouled. That foul going against Sran.
Aiden Smith actually picks it up, and Aiden just digging in there a little bit late. He's got to trust that you have Kyrie Thompson on the ropes, right? He penetrated on 2 defenders there off balance, right? There's nowhere for him to go, right? Don't have to pick up that careless foul.
Gonzalez Langarela in a post-up, turnaround, little hook shot. That looks good. He's been kind of quiet here. I know his whole game is defense and rebounding, but they need some points from the big fella.
But I like the shimmy, though. I like the little shoulder shake and then getting back into the teeth of the defense.
Fifth-year player has been so good for this UPEI Panther program, and they hit a three. That was Thompson.
9-point game, and the difference in that shot is it was a rhythm three, the rhythm shot where he walks right into it. That's going to be an offensive foul on Saran.
So UPEI feeling a little bit confident now. That lead is down to single digits. .637 remaining in the third. Kyrie Thompson with 12 points so far on the evening. 4 of 9 from the field. He's got 4 rebounds, 4 dimes. And Scott loses the handle on the ball there. You see Daryl Glenn, he's shouting out to Hugo Bermejo. Lutz can't drive. Beckett Johnson now from the outside. Patron spinning on Chisholm. Oh, nice sidestep there by Aiden Smith. Can't knock down the triple. Ball sent to Chisholm. Chisholm on the drive, left it short.
And that's one of those. That right there is a perfect example of what I was talking about in the first half. Of you're getting transition baskets. That's got to be 2 points right there, right? There was just you and the backboard, you and the rim. Somehow, some way, you gotta figure out how to convert that, right? There was no rim protection. There's nobody to deter you, right? Just 2 defenders there, but you'd already been going full speed to split them. That's got to be laid off of the glass, get you 2 and get back on defense.
Nico Gonzalez Langarela has come in for his brother. And there's Dylan Lutz. Easy bucket there for Calgary. 53-42. Victoria Vikes, I'm sure they're watching this game, seeing who they're going to play in the final. From the corner now, here's Booker. Misses on that attempt. And right now, UPEI not shooting the ball very well. Shooting 36.4%. UPEI with 2 team fouls, Calgary with 3. This is Lutz up top, Patron. Patron blows by Bermejo. Bermejo gets the rebound here for UPEI. The Panthers on the run. Scott, he can't go baseline. Bermejo directing traffic. Post up now. Nico Gonzalez Langarella trying to make an adjustment, too strong off the window. Patron finds the open man. Beckett Johnson, no. Down low. And Gonzalez Langarella is fouled. And that's Marty Zabaleskis is going to get tagged with that foul. So timeout is called. Dinos in front 53-42. UPEI need to get on a run here, try to get back into this game. We'll come back to Vancouver for more men's Final 8 on CBC Gem. Patron getting the job done for the Dinos.
This is a call to empower, to unite, and to celebrate the bold in all their glory. It's time to own the ice. Are you ready?
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
Welcome back to Vancouver. Calgary Dinos in the lead here against the UPEI Panthers in semifinal number 2. 53-42 for the Dinos. And there you see Aiden Smith. 7 points on the night. As I mentioned earlier on, both his mom and dad, they both played for the Dinos. So he's got basketball in his blood. This is Dylan Lutz. Kamari Scott trying to shut him down. Good job defensively by Kamari Scott. Lutz, baseline, no, well off the target. And Thompson will bring it over the timeline. Ten-point lead here for the Dinos. Bermejo. Booker now. From the elbow, the jumper, no, in and out. They just can't get into the paint.
They can't get there. right? And that's the containing defense of Calgary, right? They're big, they're long, they're strong, and not allowing the penetration.
Patron up top here now for Calgary. Having a massive night. Working on Bermejo. Fade away, tough shot, and gets the deuce.
That's a bad man. That's a bad, bad boy.
Over and over again, he just makes the right play. There's Booker. Scott, little jab step. Can't go downhill. Booker's gonna try this time. Oh, can't get the reverse. Patron now. And he's gonna get charged for an offensive foul. That was a no-doubter.
Was that considered a broadcaster jinx? Right, you said he always makes the right play.
Yeah, I did say that, didn't I?
Next possession down the floor.
Yeah.
He just charges over Bermejo here. And Bermejo just doing a good job moving his feet, also anticipating that he's getting to the basket, going to the basket there. Good job.
Chisholm. Kamari Scott. 6 on the shot clock. Scott looking for 3. No. Left that well short. Saran now for Calgary. Got a nice comfortable lead here. Patron. Lutz now makes a little adjustment. His jumper, can't get it, gets his own rebound. Lutz, and he's fouled. Dylan Lutz, good second effort there. And Dylan Lutz, he's the glue guy on this Calgary team, an outstanding leader, so he goes to the line. Kamari Scott's gonna take a seat for a bit here. And Kamari Scott, I believe that's 2 fouls, personals on Kamari Scott. Lutz to the line, and Dylan Lutz, 7 of 4 from 3 last night, had 27 points in that victory against Queens. It's that second one. 2:09 remaining in the third quarter. Panthers need to get on a roll offensively here. Smith, he gets caught along the sideline, and the turnover, ill-advised turnover. Spoon Hunter now wants to get to the bucket. The scoop shot's no good. Bermejo trying to put it into an extra gear. Can't get the bucket. Whose ball is it? It's going to be Calgary ball. Yeah, just nothing working offensively for this UPEI team.
And because of that, their offense is putting a little bit too much pressure on their defense.
Saran had to come into this contest because Declan Peterson suffered an ankle injury. There's Saran trying to rip the ball away from Smith. And Calgary disputes the jump ball. .122 left here in the third, so there's this play right here from Bamanis. Wow, I think he's got something to complain about there.
He does, yep.
Bucket right there, that's from Spoon Hunter. And now that lead increases, 59-43. Thompson. Chisholm, good feed. And Nico Gonzalez-Langarella gets the layup. Under a minute now in this third quarter. Patron weaves his way down the paint, kick out. Here's Spoon Hunter. Spoon Hunter hits a 3. And now that margin really opening up here for Calgary. 37 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Vermeju tries to get inside. Oh, sweet bucket. No, they're waving it off a travel.
And they should let that one go for style points. He did a good job splitting the defense.
Yes. And there you see Coach Glenn a little frustrated. Here's Patron. He'll just take his time here. Oh, nice crossover on the drive, gets the bucket. Boy,
he's so comfortable. He's just so comfortable out there. He manipulates the defense to do whatever he wants so he can go wherever he wants on the floor.
And he got by a real good on-ball defender in Sam Chisholm like he was a pylon. And so after 3, Calgary in firm control of this game, looking to punch their ticket for the U Sports Final on Sunday. Gonna step away for a bit. We'll come back with fourth quarter action. Can UPEI keep the magic going? We'll find out right after this.
Le sport en direct sur ICITO.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est ICITO.tv.
Welcome back. Dan Van Horn and his team in front here. Nate Patron having a massive night, 3 points away from a 30-piece.
He's doing it any way possible. Right here you can see the hesitation, blow by, pass, showing you a bit of the passing game as well. Everybody knows that he can score. Now you're going to get to see him pushing the length of the floor, getting downhill, crafty, step away, creating space, making it look easy, right? He's cool, calm, collected, 27 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, and you're looking at the shooting splits, pretty good out there.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good.
Shooting 50% from the field.
And keep in mind, right, he's been on the scouting report. He's had an asterisk beside his name on every scouting report.
Right.
And he still finds different ways to deliver.
So UPEI, they've had a magical run. Can they keep it going? They need to get on a roll here. We've said that a bit. They've had some good looks, haven't put up enough points. And now they got to pull out all the stops here in the fourth quarter. But whatever happens, what a run for this basketball team. From a little school in Atlantic Canada, and what they were able to do at the AUS tournament, beating St. FX. I mean, nobody, let's be honest, nobody thought they were going to beat St. FX. And they did that, and nobody thought they were going to beat UBC. And that was a masterful game last night from this Panthers team. So whatever happens here in the fourth quarter, you got to tip your hat to this gritty team.
And they didn't just beat them, they drugged them around the entire gym.
Yeah, and that's a good team. Shut down a guy like Shitu.
Yeah.
He had a bad night. He only had 8 points. Akinkomi, he didn't have a great shooting night, so full marks to this UPEI team. 9:47 remaining in the contest. Here's Thompson up top now. Down the lane, the finger roll. Can he get the bounce? Yes, he can. Tyree Thompson, nice sweet finish, and then coming back with a sweet finish of his own.
Here's the thing.
Dylan Lutz.
Here's the thing with the press, right? You get those two guys matched up in the backcourt. 1 or 2 passes leads to an easy basket if you're Calgary making the right plays.
Thompson trying to break down Basmanis. There's a shot off the target there for Booker. Thomas, dead center, 3 attempt, again a miss. Smith looking for an option. There's a pretty good one in Patron. Patron stop and go on Booker, the feed and the bucket. Basmanis off that sweet dish from Nate Patron.
And Nate Patron, if he plays his cards right, he could finish this game with a triple-double. Right now, he's flirting with 27 points, 7 assists, and 9 rebounds.
Booker puts it up, miss. (68-47) for Calgary. Lutz, catch and release. Left it short, has his own rebound. Calgary really getting to those loose balls. Off the glass. Lutz couldn't get that one. And back the other way is Thompson. And a little bit of a foul there. That's going to be a foul on Sam Dick. Yeah, they're really hitting the offensive glass, this Calgary team. Getting a lot of second looks here. So Patron on the inbounds here for Calgary. A little bit of a delay here getting the action going again. Here's Marty Zabaleskis over for Lutz. Patron, good movement here by Calgary. And a corner 3 for Aiden Smith, and that lead is increasing now for the Dinos, 71-49.
You don't get a better basketball than that, right? Blitzing Patron as you're supposed to. You get 2 passes out, and Aiden Smith gets a wide open shot on the same side of the floor.
And Daniel Gonzalez-Langarella, he gets fouled. He'll head to the free throw line. Only 6 points on the night for Gonzalez-Langarella. 5 rebounds. Had a great season, his 5th year at UPEI. Has averaged 9.3 points and 10.1 boards. Problem for this Panthers team, they don't shoot it very well from the free throw line. And this past season, 37th in U Sports at 65.7% from the charity stripe. Sran gets to Patron. Chisholm trying to defend him. Shot clock down to 7. And that's going to be a foul on the floor. It's going to go against Kamari Scott. And there you see Chisholm. He's doing everything he can to contain.
Doing everything in his control.
Yeah.
Everything in his power.
Sran. Here's Patron, 7 on the shot clock. Lutz couldn't haul that ball in. And possession arrow goes the way of Calgary. Here's Kamari Scott in the lane, kick out. Vermejo puts it on the deck. Good defense there from Smith. And I think the clock has run out on this UPEI Panther team.
Yeah, they just don't have enough offensive firepower.
Downtown, they drill a three. And that's Mamanis that knocks it down. And that could spell the end of the magical run for the UPEI Panthers. Okay, so time winding down in this fourth quarter, 74-51. Dinos in the lead. Back to Vancouver on the other side.
Délaney, territoire du Nord-Ouest. Le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine, parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
Le sport en direct sur icitout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est icitout.tv.
What an incredible amount of energy here tonight. The fans are amazing. Calgary fans, the Dino fans are actually so excited. They've got their cowbells. They're up there shouting. It's virtually impossible to hear anything, including broadcast cues, while they're cheering Nate Patron with so many points tonight after everything. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Shireen. And Calgary 620 away from heading back to a national championship appearance. Final appearance, that is. And that's going to be an interesting matchup on Sunday. This Calgary team taking on Victoria. And you're going to see two great teams in the final. UPEI need a little bit of a miracle here to get back into this one. Thompson now. Thompson can't get to the tin. There's Bamanis who hit that three just before we went to break. And it's going to be a foul there on Thompson. 5:55 remaining here in this fourth quarter of play. And this Calgary team, 16-4, second place in Can West Prairie Division. All season long, they shot the ball very well. They shot 50% from the field. That was tops in the country. And they've shot the ball very well here tonight. Here's Smith. There's a guy that shot the ball very well. Aiden Smith. Guy that's been able to keep some of the pressure off Nate Patron. Chisholm, curl and drive. Thompson. And again, UPEI can't finish at the rim. Thompson now trying to drive. Oh, good dish. And it, right there, Gonzalez Langarella got fouled. He's going to go to the line, but man, oh man, they've had so many looks here in this game.
Easy ones, right? Just focus, just chippies around the basket, and even, you know, one like this, it gets the foul. But how many times have we seen UPEI around the basket, right? And just getting the basketball off of the glass, and whether it's touch, whether it's, you know, not playing through the contact, whether it's a focus, just unable to drop the two.
Gonzalez Longarella makes that shot. 77-52. That ball deflected. And that play blown dead. Dan Van Horn taking his team back to the finals in about 5 minutes and 13 seconds. They won the championship in 2018. Everybody thought it was going to be Carleton once again that year. They beat Toronto Metropolitan University in the final. And Toronto Metropolitan University that year, they beat Carleton.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a coronation. Everybody thought Carleton would win. And boy, that changed. And Dan Van Horn led his school to their first national title. And they get the roll there, UPEI does. That's Owen Smith, number 25. Here's the man of the hour right there, Nate Patron. Double team comes over. Sran, he'll launch a three. Can't get it. They get the offensive rebound. Fresh 14 clock here for the Dinos. Smith sets a screen. Here's Smith into the corner. Lamanis hitting a three.
Everything's dropping. They can do no wrong.
Just been one of those nights for the Panthers. And right now, Nate Patron, 27 points, 9 boards, 8 assists. And Nate Patron, he's got a 30-piece now.
And I'm rooting for him to get the triple-double right now, the 30-point triple-double.
Needs 2 assists here to make that happen. Chisholm bats at it, can't get to it. Here's Smith.
Doesn't look like he's going to get a chance
no,
to get it.
I overheard Coach Van Horn saying that they're going to take Patron off.
Coach, you got to take one for the team.
Yeah.
We want a 30-point triple-double here.
Lamanis, he ran into Gonzalez Longarella. Gets up slowly. And yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's it for Nate Patron. His night is done. I think he's done enough. Here's that little collision. Lamanis and Gonzalez Longarella. And the fans give Nate Patron a hand. There you see. 30 points, 8 dimes, 10 rebounds, 11 of 21 from the field. Yeah, that's a good night's work. Now, Coach Murphy Bernatowski's got to find a way to devise a plan to shut him down come Sunday. That will not be easy. Here's Sran. Fade away, can't get the roll. Beckett Johnson tried to save it and couldn't. If you're Daryl Glenn, what do you take away from this stretch that they've had?
Well, I think you take away that I think as a competitor, as a coach, you're already going to go into planning mode. And how do you get better? What type of recruits are you looking at? And I don't think this one stings as much because you could tell that UPEI was outclassed in this one, right? They didn't have the bodies. They didn't have the talent or the skill to keep up with Calgary. And they've had a heck of a run, you know, latter half of the season. You know, a couple upsets, and obviously what they did to UBC to get to advance to this point. But I think you automatically, you commend your guys, you celebrate your guys. You know, you start to think about how do we develop, how do we continue to grow and build with what we have right here in terms of these guys, their skill set, but as a coach, adding, like, from a recruitment standpoint.
Well, Daniel Gonzalez Longarella, his career is done at UPEI, but his brother, Nico Gonzalez Longarella, I know Coach Glenn has high hopes for him. Started the season off with a concussion, and he thinks that he is going to be one of the main pieces of this team moving forward. And there you see Nate Petrone, Aiden Smith, and Nate Petrone, the Nike player of the game. No shock there.
I mean, he was all right. He was all right. Just 30, 10, and 8.
Yeah.
He had an all right night. Come on, Nate.
Boy, my God, he's had more hardware this week than they do at Canadian Tire. The last couple of weeks, in actual fact. Can West Player of the Year.
It's cleaning up.
Yeah. U Sports Player of the Year.
And he's living up to it.
Yeah.
He's living up to it.
Just an unbelievable talent. And, you know, it's a shame when I stop and think about it. You know, you're going to see Nate Petrone in the final on Sunday.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great if Diego Mafia was playing for the Vikes? I mean, two kind of similar players who can really put up some numbers. I mean, that would be one for the ages for U Sports men's basketball. I mean, when Diego Mafia went down after 9 games, he was averaging 21 points a game. So he would have challenged Nate Petrone for Player of the Year in the country. Beckett Johnson getting some playing time right here. Drives to the 10, gets the deuce. Now under a minute in this game, 87-54. Turnover by the Panthers. And Daryl Glenn, what a job he's done with this Panthers team. Spencer Roberts comes into the game, trying to back down his man, Roberts, and he puts up a wedgie. And that gets everybody laughing at the Calgary bench. So all the starters out of the game here now for Calgary. Roberts, a 5th-year player. Alisson Garella can't finish. Roberts disrupted that play on defense, and that's going to be it. It's going to be Calgary taking on the Victoria Vikes in the U Sport men's final come Sunday afternoon. What a performance by Calgary, and a tip of the hat to the UPEI Panthers for a great run here. And so Calgary, they won the Can West final as they beat the UBC Thunderbirds 109-96, and now they're going to the U Sport final. And there you see the final stats brought to you by Wilson.
That you see that number right there for 2 for 12 from the 3-point line. It's been the Achilles heel, you know, for UPEI Panthers. Obviously cost them today, couldn't put the basketball in the hole, but you're looking on the other side, Calgary Dinos, and incredible, right? You can't say enough about their offense. You can't say enough about how they play defense, right? They're containing defense. They don't try and speed you up, but they just contest good shots, don't let you get into the paint. They have a DNA, they have an identity, and you have to commend yourself and tip your hat to them for coming up with that victory.
And there you see UPEI Panthers really had a hard time offensively. This guy didn't have a hard time offensively, Petrone.
No, he hasn't had a hard year at all. Like, he's been just cakewalking this entire league.
And not only was he a scorer, he was a facilitator as well in this game. Aiden Smith knocking down a corner 3. So they've got a lot of depth, a lot of variety offensively. Big question is, come Sunday, how are they going to deal without Declan Peterson, their big man?
Well, let's hope they get some health back, and hopefully they get Noah Wharton back, and that'll be a big boost for them. But again, in these situations, it's next man up, and they got one game in front of them. Pete.
Yeah,
one game.
So Calgary, they punched their ticket to the final on Sunday, 87-54 win over UPEI. We'll come back and wrap things up after this.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe, no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
Welcome back. The final score. Calgary Dinos, they defeat the UPEI Panthers in the second semifinal here this evening, 87-54. They will move on to the final against the Victoria Vikes. And Javon, if you're Murphy Bernatowski and you watch this game, what are you thinking? What kind of a game plan do you need to implement going into that game?
Well, I think he has an asset in Sam Mae and a big defender that he can throw out at him. And I thought Nate showed everything, right? Yesterday he showed a 6 for 10 from the three-point line. Today he showed his inside game, outside game facilitating. So you have a 2-game sample where he showed you probably his best basketball. And Sam is a 6'7", fifth-year guy that has strength, has size. And if you're Coach Bernatowski, you're saying, Sam, you got to let's watch these clips. Let's watch this film. And that's got to be your challenge. That's got to be your matchup, because the thing with Patron is that when he gets going, he facilitates. He creates for others. He has so much gravity, and he can score the basketball. So you don't want to have to double. You don't want to have to create the advantages for Calgary. So I think that's going to be an amazing, great matchup. But Nate is Nate.
Yeah.
Like, that's a bad man.
And right now he is with Shireen Ahmed.
I'm here with Nate Patron, 30 points, triple-double. Nate, tell me about what you were thinking.
Just leave it all out there. I mean, we had our star point guard go down yesterday. We had our star big man go down today. It was like open gym. Just have fun out there. Ball for the brothers. That was awesome.
So could you hear the cowbells in your play? I know you were locked in really, really tight. Could you hear those cowbells in that cheering out there?
Oh, I definitely could. The Calgary faithful is here. They're loud. And I would die for my city. They would die for us. It's awesome.
What are you thinking ahead of Sunday's game?
Go to war.
Thank you. Good luck. Good luck.
Oh, what a treat to watch. Nate Patron. Tomorrow, we've got a couple of semifinals for you on the women's side. Saskatchewan, UBC, that is going to be a barn burner at 9 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. So we'll have that one for you. And also on Sunday, we'll have the finals, the men's final, as Victoria will take on Calgary, and we'll find out who's going to be in the women's final. So a great week of basketball on CBC Gem and CBC Sports. So on behalf of Javon Shepard and Shireen Ahmed and our great crew, I'm Peter Ruckazer saying good night. Calgary off to the finals on Sunday with an 87-54 victory against UPEI.